Yeah, you're right. There was a card in the past called Mercy Killing that was terrible. This card was like wildly unplayable, and it could target your opponent's stuff. I don't think I'm about this. This time the best thing. I'm not about it. All right, we're gonna move on to blue and red. The final Prismari, the final one. Final cards in the set outside of Mystical Archive. Alright, Elemental Masterpiece. 7 mana, make a pair of 4/4 blue reds. Elemental tokens. Make a treasure. I don't know. That's not bad for 7 mana. That's not bad for 7 mana. Maybe it's 5. 5 or 6, I think. Yeah, I'll take it as a 5. 5 mana, 3/4 haste, tap scry 1. Ooh, yeah. Sign me up for that. Sign me up for that. I like it. Is it a 6 or a 7? Probably a 6. I might splash for this. I love these types of cards. Yeah, Starfish. Like, tap scry 1 is a really, really, really good ability. It's really innocuous how it's so few. It's just like, it's like 4 characters in a space, and you're like, or 5 characters in a space, you're like, wow, this can't be good. No, it actually is. It's got a good sized creature body too. Blocks everything that costs 4 or less, probably. I'm gonna call it a 6 to be safe, but it's a low impact 5-drop, I agree. Maybe it's a 5. Maybe it's because it's filler. Maybe it's a filler card. It's your like good 20th card. You're never gonna play 2 of these, I don't think. Maybe I will. I love scrying 1. I'll do it. Alright. Blue red, defender 3/3. Whenever you cast an instant or a sorcery, it can attack. Ooh. Wait, this is a reprint, right? I feel like they printed this before. In Ravnica? Yeah, okay. It was a 3 cost 4/3, right? That card was really good. It was Cyclops. Where is it? Yeah, Piston Fist Cyclops. That card was good. But 4 is a lot more than 3. Yeah, maybe this is a 5. I think that might be a 5. I think it's filler. I think it's filler. Spectacle Mage. Flying. Instant sorcery spells you cast with mana value 5 or greater cost 1 less to cast. Yuck. Yeah. Yuck. It's okay. This seems like a filler card to me. This seems like a 4 or 5. Windrakes, I'm not a huge fan of in sealed. Yeah, Starnheim Courser was a good filler card in the previous set, which made artifacts and gems cost 1 less, yeah. When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell. Nope. That was in the previous set, and it had Foretell, and it was terrible. Never cast it. Might be a 3 or a 2. I mean, this is 2 spells from Magecraft, so maybe I should make it a 4. It's 2 spells from Magecraft. Maybe. Maybe. It's not triple, it's double. This provides 2, assuming you have another one to play. It's so weird they have Teach by Example and Increasing Vengeance in the same set. That's freaking bizarre. Not sure why. Alright, Creative Outburst. Deals 5 damage to any target. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Is that infinite? Wait, does that go infinite? Does teach by example into increase in vengeance? Is that infinite? Like it is, right? It's not? Well, I'm talking about flashback for this, right? It's infinite magecraft triggers. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you can make vengeance target itself. I think it probably is. It may come up once in the format, be something to think about. Yeah, the vengeance copies target the original. Might be something to think about. Oh, you just need to cast Increasing Vengeance from the graveyard to do that, actually, right? Just Increasing Vengeance on its own can do it? Because the copy can target Increasing Vengeance? Or is that not how it works? Anyways, we'll deal with that later. Creative Outburst. Deal fighting damage to any target. Look at the top 5 cards in your library. Put one of them into your hand, and the rest of the bottom of your library in your order. In a random order. Random order. Not Prophetic Bolt, because it costs 7 instead of 5. I mean, Ember Shot was a card that was played, and that card was good. Yeah, Ember Shot. This card was good. I mean, that was a long time ago. That card was good. I like this card. I like this card. Oh, it kills the black-green mage. It kills the mighty, the new long legs of the law. The Witherbloom Pledge Mage. You're right, it does. I like this card. I don't know if it's good, but I like it. I'm not talking about Witherbloom Pledge Mage. I love Witherbloom Pledge Mage. I'm talking about Creative Outburst. I think this is good. It killed... The dragons are all 5/5s, right? This kills all the dragons, too. I think this is actually good. I think this is actually good. I think it's at least a 6. Expressive Iteration. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Put one of them into your hand and put one on the bottom. Okay, so it's Telling Time, but you can play the exiled card. Okay. So it has to basically hit a land a lot of the time. You play this on turn 3. You take a spell and you exile a land and you play the land, right? That's what it does. Late game, maybe on turn 8 or 9, it's a draw 2, like straight up draw 2. So this is probably a 7. You're always gonna play it, right? You just can't play it on turn 2. It's weird how bad it is on turn 2, but yeah, Zarth 15, that's what I said. You can just exile the land. When Maelstrom Muse attacks, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn costs X less to cast, or X is the Maelstrom Muse's power as this ability resolves. This card is good. This is a mana rock, right? This is a 2-mana mana rock. This card is good. And it's a 2/4 flyer. Those are good stats. Yeah, this is probably an 8. It's hard to cast, but this is what you're looking for. Not a 9. Doesn't really pay you anything. Doesn't pay rent. It says it gives out coupons that your next month's rent payment is less, but it doesn't actually pay rent. Gives you a lot of IOUs. Draw 4 cards, and then discard 2 cards unless you discard an instant or sorcery. What? Okay. That's a 9. I'm gonna lose to this. You splash for this, you're just gonna lose to it. Yuck. Your opponent has it, and you're like, yeah, I'm dead. Like, yeah, you are. Like, yeah, okay. Glad we had this discussion. Understandable. Have a nice day. Alright. Prismaria Apprentice. Prismaria Apprentice. Blue-red 2/2. Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, it can't be blocked. If that spell was mana value 5 or greater, put a counter on it. Ooh. Ooh. Put a counter on it, that's attractive. Like, doesn't this deal the last 7 points of damage to your opponent? I feel like it does. I feel like you're gonna poke him for 2 or 4, and then it does 7 more over the course. I think it's gonna do 9 damage to your opponent when you play this card. And I'm not even counting if one of your things you play is a pump spell, right? This might be this is probably a 7 or an 8, right? I think I'm always gonna play this card if I'm blue and red. It's probably a 7. I like it a lot. This is cool. Like, Prismaria Apprentice, I feel like, even though it looks on the surface, it might be worse than, you think it might be worse than whatever that white-black creature was? You know what I'm talking about? Not this thing. Silverquill Apprentice. They might... I feel like Silverquill Apprentice, you might think, like, on turn 4, you're going to think Silverquill Apprentice is better. But Prismaria Apprentice, like, it actually gets better as the game goes on, whereas that other card does not. And that's kind of where, like, in Sealed, the games are going to go pretty long. Alright, Rutha. Mercurial Artist. Return Rutha to your hand. Copy target instant or sorcery spell. Yikes. Huh. Yeah, nice body. I don't know if you want to tell an Orc Shaman that they have a nice body, but nice body. 3 mana, 1/4, a good stat line. Good ability. Copy to 3 mana, deal 4, right? Kill 2 creatures. Heck yeah. People will rue the day they fought against this fellow. I agree. Yeah, I was just about to say, copy practical research, and your opponent just packs up their cards. Culmination of studies. This might actually be an 8. The Rutha Mercurial Artist might be an 8. Is this an 8? This might be an 8. I'll call it a 7 for now. Maybe it's an 8. Just because the stat line is so good. It might be an 8. Exile X blue red. Exile the top X cards of your library. For each land exiled this way, create a treasure token. For each blue card, draw a card. For each red card. So a blue and red card will do both, right? You'll want to eat. Okay. So let's be realistic. You pay 6 mana for this. You exile the top 4. You're going to hit 2 lands and a blue and a red card. So you're going to make 2... For 6 mana, you're going to make 2 treasures. You're going to draw a card, and you're going to deal 1 damage to your opponent. Yeah, no. No. Elemental Expressionist. Oh, that's a lot of text. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, choose target creature you control. Until end of turn, it gains. If this creature would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else. Okay. And when you exile this creature, create a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token. Okay, wait. So it's whenever you cast a spell, choose a creature you control, and if that creature would die, exile it and make it a 4/4. Yeah, it does stack. No, it's... If this card would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else. Yeah. So if you try to unsummon a creature, then it just exile it instead. Yeah. This is... I mean, look, here's what happens. You attack with this, they block with their 4/4, you play a spell that doesn't affect combat. You draw 4 cards, and you target you target itself, and then your opponent's 4/4 dies, your 4/4 dies, and you get a 4/4. Right? That's what happens. Yeah. Basically, what the Magecraft does, it says basically that whenever it's Magecraft whenever one of your creatures would die this turn, you choose a creature. Whenever target creature you control would die this turn, instead make a 4/4 and then the creature that died gets exiled. That's basically what it says. Yeah, it's like an old growth troll, right? Yeah, it's like an old growth troll from the last set, which was green, 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 4/4. Right. That's basically what this is, right? Alpha your team and make 4/4s? I mean, maybe. Yeah, like if your opponent has a 4/4 and you have a 2/2, and you attack with your 2/2, and they block with your 4/4, then you can play a spell and turn your 2/2 into a 4/4, right? An untapped 4/4. I mean, I guess. This seems like a lot of work. I'm not sure how good it actually is. Stop talking about Pest. This card costs 4 blue and red mana, and Pest are black-green. Please. 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 Prismari command. Deal 2 damage to any target. Target player draws 2 cards and discards 2 cards. Target player creates a treasure token. Destroy target artifact. It's not Electrolyze. Electrolyze is draw a card. Electrolyze is way better than this. How dare you? How dare you compare this to Electrolyze? This is not card advantage. Draw 2, discard 2 is whatever. When you copy this, you're locked into the choose 2s. If you're not familiar. So if I choose deal 2 and draw 2, discard 2, and you copy it, you're locked into those 2 choices. You can choose new targets, but you're locked into those 2 choices. I mean, I like this card. It's good. Killing your opponent's creature and making a treasure is probably the mode you might be doing the most. Maybe draw 2, discard 2. I mean, this card's good. It's a 7. It's a 7 or an 8. Probably a 7. It's good. You like to discard late games? Do you like casting shocks late game? This is, yeah, Ruthu's been 8. Galazeth Prismari, 4 mana, 3/4 flyer. When there's a battlefield, create a treasure token. Artifacts you control have add a mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast instant or sorcery spells. Okay. So enters the battlefield, makes a treasure, and then it lets your treasures not be sacrificed to cast instants and sorceries. It turns your treasures into mana rocks for instants and sorceries. Yeah, this is at least an 8. It's like 4 mana, 3/4 flyer that makes a treasure is phenomenal. Yeah, this is good. This might be the best dragon. This is good. I don't know how you can be a 4 mana 3/4 and be an Elder Dragon. I feel like Elder Dragons should have like a base stat line, but I don't know, maybe it's a self-proclaimed Elder Dragon. But yeah, I like this card. Cool. He's old, not strong. Good one, Ferris. Magnum Opus. Okay. Magnum Opus deals 4 damage divided as you choose among any number of targets. Oh, wow. Top 2 target permanents. Okay, whatever. Create a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token. Draw 2 cards. Wow, this card is good. Wow, this card is good. I feel like this is a 9. This is almost Cruel Ultimatum, isn't it? It's instant speed Cruel Ultimatum. That's almost a 10. But it doesn't single-handedly win the game, and it does cost 8. The backup treasure part might be worth it, but this is probably a 9. Yeah, this is good. Has a lot of combos in the format. Yeah, this is really good. Yeah, tap their lands in their upkeep because why not? Yeah, it's doing their upkeep. This is really, 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 really good. This is as close to a 10 as you can get. It might just be a 10. This is probably a 10. I mean, how many times are you going to cast this card and not win the game? I guess the fact that it just cost 8 is the problem. Yeah. I guess that's the issue. The issue is that it costs 8. If it costs 7, it would be a 10. The issue is that it costs 8, right? Alright. It's the same thing with that white card. This thing. This would be a 10 if it costs 7 mana. This would be a 10. But the fact that it costs 8, I think it means it's a 9 out of 10 instead of an 8 out of 10. Or instead of a 10 out of 10. Yeah, you can splash this pretty much everywhere. Yeah. You're always going to splash this card. You're going to get blasted by it. You're not going to feel good about it. Yeah, Doom Blast is back. Although, Soviet Snipes, the problem with this Doom Blast is you actually have to have a creature in play, otherwise they get to keep one. You have to choose a creature or planeswalker. So if you don't have one, then they get to keep one. But alright, cool. So we looked over the red, the blue and red. So we looked at everything. The green and blue looked really lackluster. I really did not enjoy the design of the green and blue cards very much. I liked the white and black stuff was like a lot of terminates and a lot of small creatures, which I liked. The black, I'm really looking forward to playing Witherbloom Pledge Mage. This card is going to feel so good to play, and it does not die to Magnum Opus, so this beats Magnum Opus. So Magnum Opus can't be a 10 if it just loses to Witherbloom Pledge Mage. No. All right. Yeah. And blue and red looks good. They have a lot of really cool cards. I'm looking forward to playing with stuff like Maelstrom Muse and Practical Research. Looking forward to losing to that. They have a lot. Blue and red has a lot of splashable cards that are just unbeatable. So I would expect the blue and red guild to probably perform the best in Sealed. But again, I think it's a 3-color format, so you're probably... The black and green seems like there's way too much going on that requires you to build a specific deck type. So I think maybe black-green is like a draft thing and not Sealed. And I think blue, red, and white, black are like the best for Sealed. Because white, terminates are always good. And red, white has a lot of you get to have at least 2 cards for any of their cards to do anything a lot of the time outside of this guy. And I don't know, having to have 2 cards work together to be functional is like a thing you wanted to be doing in Sealed when people are going to be playing 7 to 10 terminates in their deck or whatever, right? So yeah. Gold looks interesting. Looking forward to playing with the blue and red cards the most. Looking forward to playing draw 4 cards. And my opponent just being sad.